Hi, my name is Beckie Fox. I'm Editor-in-Chief of Garden Making Magazine, and I'm going to talk today about container gardening, what you need to know about soil, containers, plants, fertilizing, and watering. Nowadays there are all kinds of container styles and materials, sizes, shapes to choose from. Here are a few examples. Core, which is lightweight, great for baskets. Glazed terracotta comes in a variety of colors. Clay, very traditional, also very porous, a little bit heavy. Country style basket goes well with cottages, more casual style of gardening. Metal, very durable, lightweight. Plant roots can heat up in it, but often you find nice contemporary styles. Another thing to think about when you're choosing a container for your container gardening is the drainage in the pot. Every pot should have at least a hole or two so that the excess water can drain out. And instead of covering that with gravel or pot shards, I recommend taking a little piece of window screening, cut it up, place it over the hole, put your soil in, and the excess water can drain away very easily, but the soil stays in the container. If you use a lot of gravel in the bottom, what you're doing is taking up valuable space that could be used for soil, which will retain water, and for plant roots. And also choose containers that are as large as you can possibly manage. For one thing, you won't need to water as often, and you'll be able to make a great big beautiful display in a large container. When you're growing plants in containers, you need a good, loose, healthy, clean soil so that the roots can absorb water and oxygen. I recommend using a container mix or a soilless mix, certainly not garden soil. That gets way too heavy and gets too dense for container growing. This is an example of a soilless mix. It's very lightweight, it retains water well, it doesn't have any nutrients in it. It's made up of a lot of peat moss, some limestone, vermiculite, perlite. That keeps it nice and loose and absorbs a lot of water. This is potting soil, which has these ingredients but also a little bit of clean, sterile soil added to it. So it has a few minerals, a few nutrients in it. When I make my mix for containers, I use a combination of both, about half and half, so I get the lightweight qualities of soilless mix and a little bit of the bulk and a little bit of the nutrients that might be found in potting soil. Just like any garden plant, container plants need water and nutrients too, and you'll need to deliver those to your plants. You could use an organic fertilizer, you can use a synthetic fertilizer. Whatever you use it at a more diluted rate because you are going to be feeding more frequently. One, because there's a smaller amount of soil that the plants are growing in, and two, the frequent watering you do leaches out any nutrients that you have been adding. Another option is to use a slow release fertilizer that you add to your soil, and as you water over the season, the nutrients are released on a regular basis. You can't rely on Mother Nature to deliver the water your plants need. You'll need to help her out. When you do water at soil level and make sure that the water goes evenly from top to bottom. You want that root ball to be evenly saturated. That's one of the reasons you leave the drainage hole open and clear so that that excess water can drain away. Here's a little tip. When you are using a soilless mix or a very heavily peat-based mix, when it does dry out completely, the root ball shrinks, and there's a little bit of a gap between the inside of the container and the root ball, and it's sort of hard to water from the top. The water just goes through to the bottom, doesn't saturate the root ball. In that case, take your planted container and immerse it for maybe a half hour or so in a shallow container of water and let the water slowly absorb from the bottom to the top. These are just a few tips and ideas to get you started on a great year with container gardening. For more information, get our special gardening guide on container gardening. It's available at our website at gardenmaking.com and also at newsstands across the country. Thanks very much for watching. Happy gardening. Garden Making Magazine is proud to bring you great planting tips and ideas. For more information, please visit gardenmaking.com.